So the first thing I did was try to cover up one of my eyebrows to save any of the little hair that I have on it, because I'm going to put liquid latex on it, but then I quickly realized that the 99-cent store glue sticks suck, and it pretty much did nothing. I didn't have time to go anywhere else, so it pretty much did nothing, but I tried to do that. And then for the one eye that I'm actually going to do, I wanted to do just basically a red smoky eye with glitter on top. So I put a red base. This is from Makeup Forever. It's the Aqua XL paints. These things do not come off. Once they go on, they're stuck there. So I applied that as a base, and then I put a matte red shadow on top of that. And then on top of that shadow, I'm going to apply a glitter glue, and then apply glitter, which is from Violet Voss. I believe it's called Just Slayin'. Everything will be listed in the description box below. And then when I first started, I wasn't planning to add black to the outer corner of my eye, but then it just kind of happened. I still feel like I should have went a little bit harder with this eye. Like I should have did a little bit more. I don't know what, but I should have did something. But anyways, I applied that black to the outer corner and smoked that out. And then I also applied that to the lower lash line. And I blended that out with my transition shade that I used in the beginning. And then I applied black to my waterline and then added lashes, of course. And then I drew in a little heart under my eye. I just used an eyeliner. I mean, any paint would work, but I just used an eyeliner. And then I tried to cover up my eyebrow hairs with a little bit of concealer and powder. I just put concealer over it and powder on top. When I can, I try to do the Halloween looks with as much makeup as I can, rather than going out and buying like face paint or anything like that. I try to use it with as much regular makeup that I have, so it's easier for you guys to create it at home yourself. And then by using liquid latex, I tried to do this ahead of time, make the heart that I was going to put on my eye. I tried to make it ahead of time, but it didn't really come out too good because the liquid latex that I had, I guess it got old or something. It's not good anymore, but I didn't have time. I didn't know until I opened it the night before that I didn't have time to go get another one, so I just kind of went with it, and it was so hard to get off. You guys don't even understand. I tried everything. It was so hard to get off. So I applied the liquid latex to kind of stick the one that I made the previous night before on, and I just kind of put it around my eye, trying to kind of avoid my eyebrow. And I just stuck it on, and then I applied liquid latex over it just to kind of like smooth it out against my skin. And then after it was stuck on there pretty good and the liquid latex dried, I went in with my foundation in a beauty sponge and kind of just went over it just to kind of match my skin a little bit. I mean, this part is kind of, it's not really necessary because I'm going to completely cover it with like paint and blood anyway, so it's pretty pointless. I don't know why I did that. But anyways, I took just a big brush with a matte red eyeshadow and just went all around it. I kind of wish I did a little bit more red. This just kind of like, you know, blood and bruising, whatever. I kind of wish the overall heart on my face, initially I wanted it black, but then really dark and black inside. But then after I finished it, and I'm taking MAC's Chroma Cake here. It's like a water-based paint. At first, I'm taking like a little spatula thing and kind of lifting the liquid latex so it gives it some kind of dimension. But I wish I would have did a little bit more red instead of such a dark look inside. I'm taking that black chroma pink and I'm applying it just to the edges of the little like wound or whatever this is supposed to be. I'm just kind of filling those in and making, and then I just kind of darken up the whole center of my eye. But I don't think I should have went too dark, because when I put the blood, which you'll see next, a little bit of the blood, and this is the only one I had on hand, it's like from, I don't know, Target or something. I put a little bit of this blood, and it looks good when you first apply it and it's wet because it's really red, but then when it dries, it kind of dries down to a really dark color. I mean, essentially it would be like more realistic that way, but I don't know, I just wanted something more red, but oh well. So I just applied those around the edges with like a little sponge. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of my regular bronzer that I used and kind of warm up my face. And I basically just applied it to my cheeks and then a little bit on my forehead. And then I'm going to take a beauty sponge with my setting powder and I'm going to kind of cut that cheekbone because I want it to be really sharp with just setting powder. And I left it there for a few minutes, and then I went in with a smaller brush with some matte red eyeshadow, and I kind of topped, not really as blush, but I kind of just topped, like went over all of the bronzer that I used just to give it more of a little like reddish color. And then I'm taking my sponge again and kind of wiping off that powder, but I'm trying not to remove it all because I still want like a lighter look under there. I don't want it completely gone. And then I also added a tiny amount of highlighter. I didn't want anything too intense. I just wanted it just a little bit. I just added a little bit. So then I took some concealer and kind of covered up my lips a little bit, and initially I wanted to do the little heart on the lips, but if I had to do it again, I would probably just fill in my whole entire lips or try to perfect this little heart a little bit more, make it a little bit smaller because it kind of looked a little funny to me. But I just did that with a red lip liner and then a liquid lipstick to fill it in. So the hat, I made it just out of a hot glue, using a hot glue gun and regular playing cards, and I actually glued a little hair clip to the bottom of it so I can attach it to my head, and I probably like that the most. I really like the hat. And then I added a little bit more of the blood. I just wanted it to be a little bit redder and like fresh, and I also added some dripping down as well.